I came up with a brand new high round training strategy on Liberty Falls, which involves some very specific augments, field upgrades, and equipment. So let's jump in game and see just how high of a round I can get. Right away, I am going to show you this class setup I have because we are using the Gravemark 357. Now, luckily, this strategy that we're going to go over doesn't really require any specific weapon, so I'm going to use these Gravemarks because they're still relatively new to me. I haven't used them all that much, and this will be my first time using them akimbo. Now, I'm fairly certain there's still that reload bug that happens once you pack a punch it, but we can deal with that later. Now, before we get into the exact strategy, I have a bit of a special announcement to make. I am lucky enough to be partnering up with Call of Duty, and I will be streaming Call of Duty Next from my own home. No, I'm not going to Vegas, but I will be hosting a watch party that I am excited to do, and hopefully you guys can come check it out. We've already learned a lot of information about Black Ops 7, but I'm hoping to learn a little bit more, and I'm sure there'll be some more beta information at the end of that too, because the beta for Zombies is also this week. So I'm going to be live streaming quite a bit this week. Hopefully you guys stop on by, turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. But now let's talk about this new strategy. I'm really excited for the strategy. It's based around the addition of Mr. Peaks. Mr. Peaks with the Apex Hunter augment, which makes Mr. Peaks focus on the special enemies and prioritize them. He is able to take out abominations really consistently. And if we pair that with the extended duration augment for Mr. Peaks, he is more than capable of taking out an entire abomination in one activation. And if you ask me, the abomination is one of the hardest elites we have. In fact, it might be the hardest elite aside from Klaus, which is one of the main reasons why I don't really high round casually in Liberty Falls. But we do have enough points to pack a punch these things now. Let's see how good they look. I love the weapon inspect right here. Oh, that looks so sick. But the abominations are not the only threat here on Liberty Falls that I'm not a big fan of, because the manglers are also pretty annoying on high rounds. When you get more than 2 or 3 of them on the map at a certain time, and they all shoot you with their mangler cannon, it can be a big problem. So the way we're going to solve that is with a simple hand cannon. If you are accurate enough, a well-placed shot with the hand cannon will take them out in one shot. So outside of the manglers and outside of the abomination, that just leaves the zombies, which we have a couple different ways we can deal with them. Either we could use a dead wire and just shoot them like normal, or we could use Napalm Burst, and I genuinely don't know which one I'm gonna do. In terms of getting set up, I think I want to get the sniper rifle off the wall so I can get dead shot, so I can reduce my hip fire spread here with these akimbo pistols. And I might have misunderstood the reload bug. I thought the reload bug was that it only refilled to 8 instead of 12 and you had to reload it twice, but this is only getting 2 bullets per reload. That's a lot worse than I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, we might just switch off of those pistols for a better gun. Luckily, the gun doesn't matter too much apart from the ammo mod. But now let's see if I can't hit this free dead shot first try. I really hope so. Sometimes I just make a huge mistake and miss one. I think we have more time than we think, but it's so stressful. You want to do it in between a round. There we go. And we got it. Yeah, now that hipfire is awesome. I'm probably gonna go get speed cola next for this reload, man. Oh no. I really hope Treyarch fixes this reload bug because these guns are really fun to use. Gonna need to buy some more ammo, but they've just got so much damage. They deserve a little bit of a fix. Look at that. Oh, it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. Oh wow, we just got purple tiger. Nice. Come on, give us speed cola. Ooh, a rare ether tool. All right, I'll gladly take that. And I'm gonna get speed cola right away. Now, since we got that blue tool, I don't need to do that head Easter egg for a while. Instead, I want to do this Easter egg, which I don't know if many of you guys know, but if we launch a few Simtexes in here, I think it's 3, maybe there will be, yes, a red orb, and this orb should get us some extra salvage and spawn in a couple extra vermin for some more points. And I think if we do that a bunch, we get like a free perk or something. I don't know. I just like it for the extra salvage. We're almost at purple rarity. But you know what? I'm gonna do something a little bit different than my other videos. Since this topic is about the kind of higher round strategies, I'm gonna fast forward until I'm a little bit more set up. so I will be right back. While we're getting set up, here are the augments that I would recommend. Personally, I love probiotic and hardened plates, especially with the mangler shooting at you. Turtle shell is a big risk here. Vulture aid having picky eater is fantastic for the shock charges we're going to pick up, and smell of death is always a good get out jail free card. PhD slider and tribologist especially, always a go-to. I am running dead draw, but most of the kills that we get on regular zombies are going to come from Napalm Burst anyway, but I am a deadhead truther. Double tap, I have double time and double standard. Double standard's really good for those special and elite enemies just in case. And elemental pop vulner bean is good because if we're running Napalm Burst with the manglers and abominations, this is really clutch. For our ammo mods, we're running Napalm Burst with firebomb and incendiary. As you're going to see, this thing can clear entire rounds. My backup ammo mod is Deadwire with lightning strike and extension, but the thing that makes this strategy work so well is Mr. Peaks with Apex Hunter and Party Animal. As you're about to see, Apex Hunter is the single best thing in this game to take on those abominations. And just like that, we are back. Let me know if you guys like me skipping kind of those middle rounds, the setup rounds for these types of videos, especially if we're just focusing on the high round strategies. But now we can get our beloved double tap. I'm going to get Vulture aid, and that's mainly what I want. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Still need triple armor, but I do think we have enough salvage to get our first kill streak, which is going to be the hand cannon. Oh, and we've got an abomination too. Okay, so let me show you this. Actually, no, I don't have Mr. Peaks. Oh, bummer. Like I said earlier, Mr. Peaks is really good against the abomination. It's the best field upgrade and really like one of the best things in the game against the abomination. But then again, these pistols are probably going to be really good too. Let's see if we can't get some critical shots in there. Oh man, so inaccurate. See, this is why the abomination, in my opinion, is the hardest elite, or one of the hardest elites. Is that a free hand cannon? Of course it is. Okay, there we go. Nice. Wow. Yeah, these pistols are really good. Still only round 25 though. But the abomination has that tough outer shell, so you can't just spam it with shots. You have to wait for it to expose itself with its mouth in those weak points. And then, oh, energy mine. We don't have energy mine, but I think we can switch to it. And this SAM trial always tends to bug out for me. So hopefully, I know that's gonna count, but hopefully it refills quickly. Oh yeah, it does. But yes, unlike the Amalgam and the Disciple and even the Klaus is very threatening because he'll do a lot of damage to you. But any chance you get, you can just spam your gun and shoot them at their weak point and you should be okay. Whereas with the Abomination, you need to wait for an opening and then shoot it, which is a tough thing to do. Oh yay, we've got a purple ether tool. That'll be great for my hand. And I might as well get tier 3 armor too while I'm at it. And switch back to Mr. Peaks. Very good. And other field upgrades and equipment have that issue where if the Abomination is not exposing his weak point, and sometimes even if he is exposing his weak point, it's not going to deal that much damage to him. Unless it's a death machine or a chopper gunner, or of course, mutant injection. It's a pretty annoying process to take out the Abomination. And especially if you're training, like if you're camping, if you have the regular high round strategy on this map, it's fine. But if you're training and just kind of playing casually, then I find it hard to keep up either with the salvage you need, or I find it hard to take care of the manglers in those mid to high rounds because they can get pretty annoying. But I do genuinely think I have like the best kind of setup for this. So if you didn't know, with the hand cannon, which is only 1250 salvage, if you shoot a mangler in its hand cannon or mangler cannon, it's a one-shot kill infinitely. Now that's good, and I've known that for quite some time. But of course, like I said, because I have that hand cannon, I can't take out the Abomination in the same way. But now that we have Mr. Peaks, we have a way to take out the Abomination. Ooh, we got a wonder bar, dude, let's go. We have a way to take out an Abomination very consistently, which is where those augments come in for Mr. Peaks. The Apex Hunter will make sure Mr. Peaks focuses just on the Abomination. And do we have one? Yes. Now, there is an issue because, as we're about to see, Mr. Peaks will go after the Abomination only when he's in range. Now, when he's shooting like this, it's pretty good, but he has free range of motion. So that's where the shock charge comes in, where we can shock charge him and Mr. Peaks can just continue having his way with him until he is dead. That is Wonderful. And so between Mr. Peaks for every single abomination we face and a hand cannon for every single mangler we face, is there another one? I heard another one spawn in. And then dead wire for all the regular zombies or even Napalm Burst. I think this is going to be a really fun strategy here. So there's Mr. Peaks again. Throw another shock charge down here. Mr. Peaks will do his job. Let's throw a grenade down just for safety here. And there is the abomination done for. Oh, I'm so excited for this. And because we are doing a relatively high round strategy, I do think I am gonna either buy a gun off the wall or hit the mystery box just for a second weapon to add like Napalm Burst or dead wire on it or something. Even Shatter Blast might be good. It has been a while since I've done this, so let's do that. That's 3 of them in there. Will that make this Easter egg work again? It does, nice. And more vermin. Oh boy. So now that we've got a strategy to take out all of our special enemies, we can focus on the question of where are we gonna train? There are quite a few places to train. Ooh, the AK, nice. Honestly, I might go with this. This is a pretty good gun. Spawn is a very decent training spot, especially for high rounds, but I want to try a couple of different places throughout this video. First, we'll double pack-a-punch this AK, and because these pistols are really high damage and the AK is really low damage, I think I am gonna use dead wire for the AK, and I will use Napalm Burst for these. I'm thinking about when we run out of hand cannon ammo and we need to shoot those manglers. These pistols have a lot of good damage, so I want to be able to use these against those bosses. But the bowling alley here is my favorite training strategy. I just love it so much, but it does seem to get ruined by those manglers. So hopefully we have enough hand cannons and we have Mr. Peaks ready for when those abominations come in, so that way we don't need to worry about anything. And with us being officially past round 31, I think this is a good test of these strategies. Oh, it's a good shot, Donuts. To start the round, there's always manglers, so I'm gonna start the rounds with the hand cannon, then I'll switch to this. Maybe we'll do that. Little Napalm Burst, see how well that spreads. Look at this, dude. Napalm Burst was buffed. If you didn't know, it's just constantly going. Gotta be careful though, because it's constantly chaining around. You've got to be really careful. Look at how many zombies are coming into the map right now. And then we could dead wire and then get these stragglers with the rest of our regular weapons. Yeah. Oh man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this strategy. Oh, hello, Abomination. How are you doing? I love it when he like shoots his laser first, because he'll be, well, I guess he won't move. So that way I can just run up to him with Mr. Peaks, throw a nice little shock charge, and boom, there we go. Now, I've been waiting to make this video. Goodbye, Mr. Peaks. I've been waiting to make this video because I thought of this a while ago, but that was about when I got invited to the creator call for Black Ops 7. And so I learned a whole bunch of things, and I was so afraid to like talk about anything that was under embargo. So I just decided to wait, and I'm really happy to talk about it now, especially because it seems like there are a lot of quality of life changes coming to Black Ops 7 that make huge differences in the moment-to-moment gameplay. And of course, I know everybody is excited for, oh, first we've got to do the triple pack-a-punch. Look at that. Oh, yes. I know everybody's excited for the cursed mode because they think it's just a classic mode. I will continue to campaign. This is not a classic mode. Please check out my video about the cursed mode, because if you think it's just a classic mode, you are so sorely mistaken, and I don't want you to be disappointed or be lied to by any other YouTuber or misinformation from a comment anywhere. I want you to be well informed. And the reason I bring that up is because I think one of the main things people are excited for with Black Ops 7 is the cursed mode. But I mean, I'm really excited for it too. I really am. I think it could do a lot of really good stuff. Let's get that insta-kill with this AK. I think you can do a lot of good stuff for the game mode, and if they pull it off correctly, it could be kind of the answer to everybody's problems with modern zombies. It could be the perfect balance that everybody wants, because it sounds like a blend of classic zombies with some custom mutations, so that way you can turn on and off things whatever you want. It literally sounds like the best of both worlds, but then again, I always am a fan of tempering our expectations and not getting too excited over something, which I know some of you might have just rolled your eyes about, because I am really excited about a lot of little things. But outside of the cursed mode, it does feel like there is a lot of care being put into balancing what we have now from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. And high round training seems like it might be a lot more viable and maybe a little bit more fun. I think they've done a much better job at the end of the year here, throughout the year of Black Ops 6, making it a little bit more palatable with some changes and tweaks. But with the new augments that we're getting, every single thing is getting a new major and a new minor augment. Within those augments, there are things, oh, Mangler coming our way. There are things that will dramatically improve how this game plays on those medium rounds. On top of that, they have also tweaked super sprinters. I know the last time we got to a higher-ish round, we talked about super sprinters, and it's just mind-blowing to me that they also came to the conclusion of having super sprinters not wear armor is just fantastic. A lot of you guys attributed that to me in my mind. Oh, we just got a free Sam trial, let's go. But I assure you, I don't think they took that idea from me. I don't think that's a really crazy, wow, it's literally a free Sam trial. All right, well, whatever. I don't think that's a wild balancing thing to come up with, so I'm not going to take credit for that one. Unless a dev reaches out to me and says, yeah, so I actually did take that idea from you, but it would have been really short notice if they were to make that change with the timeline of events and whatever. But I think something that most of you guys are really going to like is the new Vulture Aid augment. Over the past few weeks, I've talked a lot about armor, and it turns out that a lot of you, while you have this like fundamental disagreement about armor in the game, which is fair. I think that's a valid point to come to, especially with damage scaling. But there are other people who don't like the plating up mechanic. And that to me, I'll be honest, that's wild because I love plating up. Like, I love the fact that I can actually have 3 plates in reserve. I played Cold War recently and Vanguard recently, which you guys should see in a couple days, weeks or something. And not having these 3 reserve plates are game changing. Like, it's so much worse. I can't even put into words how much worse it is to not have these 3 plates in reserve. Plus now there's this sort of mini game, this resource management that you have to do, because if you're hit once, then like with that Vulture Aid augment right now, if I run over an armor plate, I'm gonna auto plate it up. Whereas in Black Ops 6 right here, without that augment, I have to think about, do I want to use an armor plate just for a tiny amount of armor? Usually that answer is no, unless of course there's more armor plates on the ground. Essentially, with that Vulture Aid augment, you're more prone to wasting armor plates, and that's just something that I don't think is gonna be that big of a deal for me, except they did buff Melee Macchiato and some melee weapons. And I was just thinking about this. Right now, the most prominent melee strategy is to sit in a corner where zombies are coming at you from like a singular area and just melee. And then with reactive armor, that Juggernog augment, they will get stunned. So you can pick up more armor plates and you can plate up. But with that Vulture Aid augment, you don't need to plate up anymore. So our melee strategy is just going to be crazy overpowered now. Because if you're killing zombies fast enough and they keep dropping armor and you never need to stop killing zombies for that plate up animation, is that just going to be fire now for all the melee people? Like, I think it might. And that gets me excited because I do not like the melee weapons here. I think they're so worthless. I think with armor, it's just so unbalanced. But with those tiny little changes, it might actually be okay. It might actually be viable, at least more viable past round like 30 or whatever. And I know apparently there's a lot more negative feedback about the nerfs to these augments than I originally thought, which, you know, is understandable. Nobody likes it when they nerf things because, I mean, I don't know why. I understand why they nerf this stuff for the sake of balance. But what I think a lot of people might not be like computing right now is the fact that we are going to be able to equip 2 minor augments on everything. So that in and of itself is going to be crazy powerful. Now on some like enhancements, that's not going to be too big of a deal, but on something like Jug, where you can have durable plates and hardened plates, which negates damage mitigation, that's going to be so strong. Or if you have hardened plates, which increases damage mitigation, as well as the new minor augment, which apparently makes it so that sometimes damage is mitigated anyway. Like, oh my goodness, how powerful is that going to be? The testing for this game is going to be crazy now, because not only am I testing 2 additional augments, but with the fact that, you know, we could have 2 augments. Oh, let's go, dude. Let's go. Come here, Abomination. Let's get you. Let's shoot you a little bit, drop the Mr. Peaks down here, and then throw the shock charge once he's on to me, and then that should be it for the abomination, right? Yes, indeed. Look at that. Easiest abomination ever. Oh, never change that Treyarch, never change it. But yes, not only am I, 2 extra augments, but with the 2 minor augments, that means we could see some very interesting interactions between the minor augments now. Like I said, just like those hardened plates and durable plates, it's gonna be insanity. Now, most of them I think are gonna be fairly box standard, but I'm excited to see what does interact and doesn't interact with each other. And I hope you guys are subscribed. I'm so excited for Black Ops 7. Now, I do want to be honest though. Oh, we just got another one of these guys? What's wrong with you? What is this? I didn't account for 2 abominations. Let's kill some zombies. I'm just gonna have to take this guy out normally. But I want to ask you, over the course of this year, I feel like I've improved on my augment reviews, but if you guys have any ideas of how I could be even better, whether that comes to formatting or better visual aids, more graphs, more this, more that, let me know, because I'm not leaving anything on the table this year. I just don't know if I'm ever gonna get an ounce of sleep ever again after this game drops. I will warn you though, I know like my channel is like big on augments and everything, but I might wait a little bit to test out my first augment because there might be some hidden mechanics or some side quests or some just interactions that we need to discover first in order to more accurately dissect those augments. Like, for example, I need to know if the damage scaling is the same. I need to know how much health all of the enemies have, which, believe it or not, takes a long time. And there are other things I might want to do, like test out the XP, because I really let you guys down this year with my XP testing. I want to get that in a better state. I have some ideas of how to make it better, so that's what we're going to try to implement this year. Oh my goodness, I got stuck somewhere. I don't know how, but we should be a-okay now. Another mangler. We're getting low on our hand cannon ammo here. Where can we go? Oh, missed. That's okay. Usually if you miss, those manglers are still just a 2-shot. Round 40. We're all the way at round 40, and this has been a breeze so far. Now, talking about things that might take a little bit longer to get out than you might hope, I know so many of you guys love my DPS spreadsheet, and I'm very proud of it myself, but that DPS spreadsheet could only happen once we really understand kind of the meta attachments and what everybody does and doesn't use. And with all the new augments and stuff, I don't know what to do. If I should include attachments, if everyone's gonna want to run rapid fire or the CHF barrel, we're gonna have to wait and see what the meta is, so that way I could create kind of the most, I guess, realistic DPS spreadsheet. That's kind of what I'm going for. The simplest one, not the fanciest one, but we will include some weapon build codes on there if you want to experiment with that. That's a very fun new thing. Now, I guess I should mention here, if you're looking at this and you're like, oh my goodness, Donut's Napalm Burst is crazy. Yes, if you have Firebomb and Incendiary on your Napalm Burst, it can have the potential to infinitely chain if it's around zombies. Easily the best horde clearing ammo mod out there, and between this hand cannon for the manglers, Mr. Peaks for the abomination, and then now Napalm Burst for the hordes of zombies, this is kind of feeling like a modern day Black Ops 3 run here. We've got this horde of zombies. Let's go ahead and start Napalm Burst. It will start with 1 or 2 zombies up to 3. It'll spread around here, and so long as it's around zombies, it can spread. They die, they spread to more, they infect more, and they're almost dead. Oh, there's a whole new group of zombies. You just gotta be careful, like I said, of these respawners coming in, and that's kind of what I'm most worried about here, because this is a very easy place to get cornered. I've said it in other training videos, but here in Black Ops 6 and Modern Zombies, with how many zombies they spawn in, it's not so much about how much space you have to train like it was back in the day. Now, the most interesting or the most important thing is gonna be how many sort of lanes of zombies are coming at you while you train in whatever spot it is. And so what I like about Liberty Lanes here, oh my goodness, did we just take out this like whole horde of zombies with 1 Napalm Burst activation? Dude, let's go. Come on, zombies, get on over here. I literally think that was all of the horde in 1 Napalm Burst activation. I don't think I shot another shot. Wow. I love Napalm Burst. Treyarch, please don't nerf it. Oh, I know it's so overpowered. I know you probably should rebalance it, but man, it's so good. But the reason I like Liberty Lanes is because, and this will be a good example, zombies only come from here, 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 and like this middle section too. So we'll get vermin on this side, vermin on this side, vermin on that side, and zombies will come from over there as well. But what that does is it allows you to create this sort of pocket of safety by coming back and forth into here, and you can kind of make decisions on when to cut across a little bit more intelligently. So you have a little bit more control over your movement. Now, that is previously, when I've gone to these high rounds, it's previously been ruined by those manglers. Manglers constantly shoot those hordes and knock them over, so it creates a really chaotic mess. So that's why I'm prioritizing taking out those manglers first. You can see these lanes here, here, and there, just nice and easy. We'll cross over here, go back this direction. I hear a mangler, we're gonna wait to dodge that. That's another thing underrated about Black Ops 6 Zombies is the Omni movement. See how it knocked those down? It's so annoying. But the Omni movement and the sliding in any direction you can go, even without Tribologist, really makes a big impact when it comes to these manglers. Because it means you can kind of wait for the shot to come to you, and then you can slide any direction out of the way. I know people, other studios in particular, may or may not like Omni movement, but dang it, if a game has zombies, I need Omni movement now. It's so good. And I think it balances out because there are like 40 plus zombies on the map at a time now, plus special enemies. I think it works out okay. Another abomination. Let's go. Let's get that done. Do this. Throw down a shock charge, come on. Now I do have to be careful here. The zombies are gonna start chasing me eventually. Maybe I throw another shock charge there, get him done. And that should be the abomination done, sweet. And oh my goodness, he just killed the mangler too. Let's go, Mr. Peaks. Only got 2 shots left of this hand cannon. Ooh, there's a chopper gunner. And I always wanna make sure I have enough shock charges, which I do, and that should be round. At least with that Napalm Burst. I'm gonna see if I can't get this Easter egg another time. Is it 3 times we need to do this and we get something fun? I don't know what you can give me that's fun right now at round 43, but we shall see, we shall see. Yep, it works again. And there's a free fire sale. That's what it is, a free fire sale. That's the longest side quest for just a fire sale I've ever seen in my life. Hey, the Grakovas. I need to use the Grakovas again, man. They were so good. I will. Oh, hand cannon for free. I'll take you. Now this, I think, is the last round. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think this is the last round of this like middle to high damage that they do. I think round 45, we're gonna see a damage increase from the zombies, which usually makes things a little bit more tense. We might get some more super sprinters. So I'm just gonna need to watch out for that, and really need to watch out because none of the things that I have are really good for like get out jail free stuff. Like hand cannon, not so great. I guess I could run or throw down a shock charge. Now in terms of the beta, I don't know the exact details. Like I said, I imagine tomorrow during Call of Duty Next, be sure to check out my stream on Call of Duty Next. I will be covering it. I wonder how they're gonna do it. I really hope it's unlimited. I hope there's not like a round cap. That would be pretty sad because there's so much I want to test. There's so much I want to try out. Specifically, I put up a poll and you guys are really interested in me testing out damage scaling. I think damage scaling is kind of the big bad monster of modern zombies now. I feel like people have come to terms with the loadout and the point system now that the curse mode is a thing. I think people generally kind of like the perk system too. I think augments were a big success. You know, obviously you have some people who wish there was a limit or maybe wish that they were tweaked a little bit, but I think overall the sentiment is having all of the perks is okay. I've heard people say, oh, you need to do Easter eggs for them, that would be better. And you know, that's an interesting conversation, but damage scaling I think is an issue because it's one of those things that I think are in the game so that they could say, oh, well, these high rounds are really difficult, but really what damage scaling does is it just makes training not viable. And I don't mind camping. Like I love a good camping strategy, believe you me, but I also really love training just like this. And if I could do literally this, just this, and if the game felt like this for the rest of the game until 999, I'd be in heaven. This would be so good. And so damage scaling is something I'm going to be kind of really pressing this year because I think that's one of of the biggest things in our way. I know a lot of people might attribute that to armor, like, oh my goodness, you need armor for these high rounds and we need to go back to no damage scaling and no armor, but I honestly don't mind damage scaling. I know that sounds crazy. I mean, when you play any other video game, most other video games, a lot of the times as you progress through the game, through the map, through the whatever, the enemies generally deal a lot more damage than they did at the beginning of the game, and they generally have a lot more health than at the beginning of the game. So having damage scaling, to me, it does make sense. I just think it's way overtuned right now. But in order to quote unquote fix it, I think there needs to be kind of a happy medium of, hey, this is challenging, but there also needs to be some skill expression involved too. I love what Chopper said in his Black Ops 6 retrospective. Older zombie games without damage scaling was more about avoiding damage, whereas these newer Call of Duties are about mitigating damage and resource managing your armor, which is not a bad thing. It's just a different approach, and I feel like they nailed the old approach with Black Ops 3. I feel like that was a really well balanced game, but for what they're trying to do here, I get they want to up the intensity, which is also why I like, 40, 50 zombies on the map. I don't mind it, but I just think it just needs a little bit of tweaking here. No, Mangler, oh, that was close. I know a lot of people were upset throughout the years because they said, oh, well, the game doesn't tell you when the damage is increased, which I find kind of confusing because I'm like, it kind of does. Like, you can look at your health bar and be like, oh, they're dealing more damage to me now. And if we used that same logic with everything else, like, the game doesn't tell you they're spawning in more zombies, they just do. The game doesn't tell you the zombies have more health, they just do. We don't need a character quote or a sound or something to tell us, hey, the zombies deal more damage. I think that's really silly. But hey, you know what? They fixed it, or they supposedly fixed it. We'll see how loud or obvious that new noise is for damage scaling in Black Ops 7, but I don't know. I just always thought that was really funny. But hey, they're listening to the community. That's exactly the type of thing that people wanted, and they're doing it. We're gonna go ahead and get a new hand cannon. We're getting good on salvage. I'm feeling a little bit more confident, but we might need to buy hand cannons more often. That's why I'm happy we got our pistols here, because these ones are gonna be really good for damage. I am getting a little nervous. It's around 47. I think we're due for an abomination soon. And like I said, we're on that kind of upper tier of damage scaling now, so I'm nervous about these zombies. Plus, they usually added more manglers as the rounds go, and the super sprinters are super sprinting now. Oh, shoot the gap. There we go. Keep an eye out for any manglers. Let's get these napalm bursts going. Oh man, dude, napalm burst is so good now. It's so good because now you can kill zombies while you're actively looking for the manglers. I'm gonna get this nuke. We're on high of a round. I can get the nukes now and not feel bad about it. Oh, there's a mangler. There we go. They are adding in a new type of mutant injection. They're adding the disciple injection. Oh, there's the abomination. I told you we were due. I told you we were due. Let's throw that down there. That should distract all of the Mr. Peaks. Let's throw the shock charge down, and that should deal enough damage to... Wow, that was fast. Dude, I mean, that makes sense. Since Mr. Peaks does damage scaling for zombie health, the higher rounds you go up to round 55, the more damage he'll do. So this strategy gets more effective the higher round you're on. Love it so much. But now I'm just afraid because I'm relying on Napalm Burst so much. Napalm Burst doesn't count for getting you your charge back for your field upgrades. So we've got to start taking more shots, which can be sketchy. Run 49. This has been the most fun Liberty Falls training strategy I've ever done. And I might have a completely ridiculous question, especially if you're watching this video, it might be ridiculous to you. But do you think it's a good or bad thing to like modern zombies? Like I said, crazy question. Why would it be bad to like something? But I've been thinking about it lately. There's a lot of people who are open in their enjoyment of classic zombies. And it's really easy and uncontroversial to say, oh my goodness, classic zombies was good because of this, and that. It had this, the newer games don't do this as well, and all that sort of stuff. But I don't hear a lot of people saying like, oh my goodness, I love this thing about new zombies. I love this thing about new zombies. And if they do, I feel like that's the unpopular opinion. Now that could just be the circle I'm in, because clearly modern zombies is really successful. Liberty Falls being maybe one of the most played zombie maps of all time. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm sitting here, here's a round 50 strategy. I'm using a kill streak, which people don't like. Sometimes they clown on oh my goodness, Modern Zombies has these kill streaks, it's so crazy. And then I've got a field upgrade, which some people clown on, and then we're using equipment at the same time, which people don't like the crafting table. So I'm just using all these things that are supposedly not good for the mode, and I'm like having so much fun. I'm like, obviously, I know. Have my fun. Like no one's gonna tell me not to have fun. I like the Black Ops 4 perk system, right? Okay, I have some pretty controversial opinions. And before you freak out, the Black Ops 4 perk system was basically the first iteration of the augment system, okay? I will die on that hill. I just think that Cold War especially really didn't utilize all of these mechanics very well, and that's why people might have a bad taste in their mouth with them, because kill streaks in Cold War just made the game way too easy. And yes, the mutant injection kind of does that too, and all of the equipment in Cold War is really strong and OP. And back in the day I said, you know, it'd be really great if they gave all of the pieces of equipment like some functionality in some specific niche cases and niche uses. I can't help but start to think that like that's exactly what they did in Black Ops 6. Like smoke grenades are huge against Richthofen in certain Easter egg steps. They're really, really helpful, and shock charges, as we've seen, are very helpful, combined with Mr. Peaks. Dark Flare's really effective against boss fights and elite enemies at high rounds. They've really added in these cool, specific functions for all of these sort of typically chastised, easy aspects of the mode. I was gonna say, in Doom, in the modern Dooms, oh, I need a hand cannon first before I go on this rant. So what I'm gonna do, we'll go here. I'll throw a shock charge down right there. We'll get a hand cannon and we will slip on by. See, again, utility. But in the modern Doom games, you have like 9 or 10 really powerful guns, but each one of those guns has a unique purpose, and all of the mechanics like the dash or the shield in Doom the Dark Ages has a specific function, and they base other enemies and game mechanics around those things. And that's something that I feel like they did a great job of here in Black Ops 6. And that's why I love doing the augment reviews, because 9 times out of 10, I find some niche situation where some augment combination or strategy is actually really powerful. Oh, I'm gonna get this nuke. Is there any armor on the ground? I'm gonna go buy some armor. We've got plenty of salvage. We're okay. I just feel nervous. And so I love the fact that the hand cannon is really niche, that it takes out manglers and it's so cheap. I like Mr. Peaks is like one of the only things that takes on the abomination. And I also love this mangler cannon, really good for taking out hordes of enemies. Take a look at that, one shot. I think there's a lot of fun to be had in build crafting these sorts of things. And I especially like in Reckoning, they made things like the mutant injection really, really bad against Klaus. So that means that at least on Reckoning, the mutant injection is not the meta strategy, and you have to use a death machine instead. And as I mentioned, they do have a disciple injection, I guess. And so I wonder if they're gonna have something similar to what they did on Reckoning and have that disciple take damage and lose its health when you take damage in it, because there is like a healing effect or ability that you have in that mode. So I wonder if that's a really fun little mini game that you can do. And to like give a comparison, I guess, or a good example, high rounds of like Black Ops 3, they would never be this complicated. They would never have this much stuff in them. Oh my goodness, we're gonna be shot by that. Let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's throw down Mr. Peaks like so. Throw down a shock charge. Please be shocked. You're dead. And we'll go this way, repair our armor. In Black Ops 3, you would have like 24 zombies, no super sprinters, and you would just use like dead wire. And don't get me wrong, I love running in circles. I'm not against running in circles. I think circles can be really fun. But how do you make that more engaging? Because yes, you could always die. You could always make a mistake training and you're on that tightrope walk and whoops, you accidentally made a mistake and now you're down. But there's something more deep about this modern zombies experience where I have to react to more things. I have more tools available for sure, but I have to use those tools appropriately in order to find success, and I have to manage my resources like salvage and, well, not so much points anymore once we hit high rounds, but I definitely have to use salvage and my field upgrade at the right time, and movement is still a big part of it. You know, you can't just stand in a corner and shoot like you could on the Duri's catwalk for however long until your guns actually stopped working. I'm just afraid of people remembering how good classic Zombies was, because yes, it was absolutely great, but I also don't want them to count out the good of modern Zombies, because even though this is different, it can still be really fun and really good. I think this is honestly one of my favorite strategies. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I would love to do this as high of a round I could go. And I did the same thing on the Tomb however many months ago with a very similar setup. And of course, modern Zombies is not perfect, but I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't want to throw out the good as we're cleaning out the bad, because I legitimately think that there is so much good about modern Zombies. And I'm just so excited that we're going to get some sort of hybrid between the two. I'm really excited to test out the classic point system and see kind of what they do with it. I feel like, I'm so excited for content, because now, again, augment testing, if there's augments in that classic or the cursed mode, and if weapons are different in the cursed mode, that just opens up a whole new chapter of content that we could do in Black Ops 7. We are, at least from what it looks like, I'm gonna be eating good on the channel, and hopefully you guys are excited for it too. Subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any questions about Black Ops 7 Zombies during Black Ops 7 Zombies, I'm gonna make it my mission to answer all the questions. Oh, and here we are, health cap, round 55. This is as difficult as the zombies are gonna be in terms of health. Oh my goodness. Let's throw down a shock charge there, donuts. Okay. Stun you for a little bit. Let's get that mangler out of here. Let's do a little U-turn. That was a close one. Dude, these super sprinters are nuts. Let's get our Napalm Burst going, our firebomb, and wait for more manglers as we're killing all these zombies. We're making good time. Hour and a half in, health cap. That's pretty darn good. It's another thing I like about modern Zombies, that it doesn't take you 4 hours to get to round 100. Napalm Burst quit, we'll do some more, but as you can see, we are getting low on armor. I don't know if they just don't drop anymore, or if I'm just taking more damage. I'm probably taking more damage. I'm seeing a lot of armor here, and this is why I think super sprinters and the damage scaling is just a little bit too punishing, because there is a lot of opportunity or situations where you're just gonna take more damage. And obviously it's a skill to not take damage, but with how many zombies there are, with how fast they respawn, it's really difficult to avoid that damage. Not impossible, but it can be frustrating. Luckily, there are some changes coming to Black Ops 7 that can help avoid that. Like, for example, did you know, on top of completely redesigning super sprinters, you are going to be able to slide into zombies and knock them over and deal a little bit of damage by default. Without PhD flopper, you're going to be able to do that. It's really exciting. I am excited to see how that game plays. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the beta. Like I said, be sure you're subscribed, turn on those notifications so you don't miss the live stream during COD Next on Tuesday. We will hopefully be getting some more information about the beta and about the game in general, like how the exfils are basically completely different now. They're a little phone booth similar to Doctor Who, and if you're playing in a cooperative game, the exfil does not activate for every player. It only, well, I mean, it activates for every player, but it only takes the players who accept the exfil. So if you don't want to exfil, you don't have to, and if someone else does, they can. The theme of Black Ops 7 seems to be the best of both worlds, because man, they are doing so much that pleases basically everybody. Oh, hello, Mr. Mangler. Goodbye. Nice. And these pistols on high rounds, very good. Very, very good. That was the most fun training strategy on Liberty Falls I've ever had. Seriously, if you love training, this is an amazing strategy. And if you want more little tidbits of information and little tweaks and changes that they're making from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7, I have literally everything we know about Black Ops 7 in one video. Be sure to check it out here and stay beautiful.